This is Tom Clout with this week's Precious Metals Market Update. I want to get right to what's going on in Europe as the noise is getting louder, not only with all the attacks going around the world and police being shot and high alert, countries like Bahamas issuing, coming to America is like going to a third world country to their citizens and beware, they could be shot. I mean, this thing has exploded over the last 2 weeks, and now we see over the weekend that the Italian banks I've been talking about are demanding money to bail out $360 billion of bad loans. And as we've talked about, there are deflationary pressures, there are inflationary pressures, and deflationary pressures is when the velocity of money slows down, money contracts, and the issue then is, do they really have bail-ins and take money out of your bank account as they have changed the law to do under the IMF since October of 2014. So what you've got to realize is things are speeding up, and yet we're still sitting here thinking with all the distorted numbers when Trump was talking about the inflation numbers and unemployment numbers that this administration uses is just amazing because he actually looks at shadow stats and sees the real unemployment numbers. So now we have part of the world crashing down, Italy, Germany, England, into a recessionary view, yet we continue to print money here and say we'll take whatever liquidity it takes to keep from going into a recession, which are inflationary pressures. So they're building. But what you got to do is because the physical metals are disappearing. I've talked about it a little bit, but now we're talking to wholesalers. In fact, I have one in, a big one in, as I film this right now, that's in for 2 days, talking about supply in the future and what we might expect, how things would look if they had to shut down for a few weeks. We're going through and preparing for what everybody in my business should be doing, but more importantly, what you should be doing with your financial assets. Because the gold is up 29% for the year. Silver's up 45% for the year. And the US stock market indices are either down a little bit or up less than 1%. Which one do you think is going to do the best the next 6 months? Stock indices or gold and silver physically held in your hand? So you need to be increasing your percentages now because I can promise you chaos is coming in many forms, from the shootings to the terror attacks to Deutsche Bank possibly going under, banks in Italy going under, and how they're going to get this money. These are things you've got to deal with right now. If you haven't familiar with our storage program, we now have the cheapest storage. You can store in IDS Delaware or IDS Canada at the cheapest prices in the world, period. We have the best deal in the world, period, for storing for our larger clients and people that don't want to take the risk of holding the metals in their hand. If you're interested in an IRA, self-directed precious metals IRA, we can help you walk through that and get the custodian. We can function as your broker. So give us a call at 800-247-2812, and we can go into all these issues and help you get the right product. If you're not on our email blast, you can sign up right on Jerry's webpage and we'll send you information weekly. And once again, we'll never share your email address with anyone. So hopefully you begin to catch on and see what's going on. We've talked about this silver boom since February, and many of you taking advantage of it, and many of you have not. Even with silver at $20 an ounce, up from $13.88 on January the 1st, you've just seen the beginning of what I think will be a big number coming for silver the rest of this year and next year. So we'll get into more details next week. With this week's Precious Metals Market Update, This is Tom Cloud signing out.